Beautiful or a disgusting abomination? As of now, it seems that Elon Musk might be sleeping because it's been at least 4.5 hours since he attacked the president's huge tax and spending plan. He tweeted or retweeted at least 10 attacks, including the first. He wrote, "I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination." And he added, "Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." With us now, CNN political commentator, Republican strategist David Urban, and former White House director of message planning Megan Hayes. And David, my question to you is, Elon Musk tweeting or retweeting 10 things, including disgusting abomination. But in the last 24 hours, President Trump has said zip about this on Truth Social or anywhere else. He famously likes to say he's a counterpuncher. Why is he so timid here when it comes to Elon Musk?
I don't know if he's timid. I'm just looking at that video, wondering if you would have given him the key if he had known that tweet was coming. Look, I think Elon Musk, he was there. Doge was in place to help cut $1 trillion of spending. That was Elon Musk's raison d'etre for the past, 130 days. And so I think he really does believe in his heart that the bill spends too much. It doesn't bend the spending curve. It puts our nation further in the debt, and the deficit grows. And so I think he, like Representative Massey and Rand Paul and others, really do believe in that the deficit and our debt, our national debt, are existential threats to America and to the dollar as a reserve currency. And he's expressing that.
Yeah, and my question to you, if his raison d'etre was to cut waste, I mean, basically now he's saying zut alors to keep the French going here, David. But look, is Elon Musk's disapproval different than others? Because he also wrote overnight, in November next year, we're going to fire all politicians who betrayed the American people. Is this a case where the president has an opponent?
Yeah, John, I'd say the only person.
Go ahead.
I was going to say the only person whose megaphone is as large as Donald Trump's is Elon Musk's, right? So it does have extra weight. I think Elon Musk's position on this, he's got not only the megaphone, but he's got the money to back it up. As we saw in these past elections, if he wants to get involved and spend money and put political clout behind it, it could be significant. So if he becomes now a deficit hawk, someone who cares about the debt and deficit and goes after those folks who don't see the things the same way he does, it's going to be consequential.
And Megan Hayes, Elon Musk, Democratic hero, question mark? Now, you guys have spent 5 months just eviscerating this guy, running against him directly. But already in the last 24 hours, Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries couldn't love him more.
I mean, I don't know if we'd go to hero, but everyone's got an angle, right? Like, he's mad that the EV tax credits are put out there, so he wants those back in the bill. I am here for anybody who wants to call BS on this bill that's cutting 14 million people off of health insurance and 18 million kids off of food assistance program. So if he wants to do that and help Democrats out, that's totally fine. But I think Elon Musk has more of an angle here than just being a deficit hawk.
So you think that Musk is doing this for himself? Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I think I disagree. I'd push back on that. Look, John, how much money did Elon Musk lose? Right? What was the stock? How much stock did he devalued while he was at Doge? I mean, so if Megan and all of the detractors say, "Oh, it's all about the EVs, that's why Elon's doing it," that's just BS. I mean, he lost more money by being a Doge deficit, trying to cut spending in the government than he'd ever do during this EV tax credit. So BS to that.
Megan?
Except for he got all those contracts for other things with SpaceX and other of his different companies. So I think that
come on, Megan, who's going
to
if Elon's not doing SpaceX, who's going to do SpaceX? You and me? If it's not Elon, come on, give me a break. He's the only guy capable of doing it.
Is there, Megan, as this goes forward, though, and if Elon Musk stays on this, and you never know if Elon Musk is going to stay on something or not, but if he stays on this subject, is there a right way for Democrats to use it, given that he has become a boogeyman for them?
Yeah, I mean, I think that he is on their message, right? And I think that the Democrats want this bill to be significantly cut in the Senate and not be the House bill, and go back to the House and have them reconcile the differences here, because I think that Medicaid and Medicare and Social Security cuts that are in the bill currently are not acceptable to Democrats. That hurts working families. And I think that if Elon Musk is going to help them do that, they are here for that.
And Dave, just one last question on this. How much of a problem is this for the White House? Do you think that this could actually cost votes either in the Senate or more likely in the House when this bill gets back to the House?
You know, John, my prediction, this bill's going to pass. I've not heard one senator say they're not voting for the bill yet. They express concerns. They have concerns, right? But no one has said, I'm not voting for this. At the end of the day, the most important provision of this bill is making these tax cuts permanent. The deficit and debt, that's a problem. But these tax cuts, if they're not made permanent, it's going to have a huge increase on taxes on lots of folks all across America, people under $50,000, et cetera. You know, Donald Trump campaigned on making a lot of these tax cuts, no tax on tips, overtime, Social Security, all those things are going to be in this bill. I think it's going to pass. Whether it passes before the 4th of July, I'm a little bit suspicious about that, a little sus on that. I think there'll be an X date given sometime right before the August recess. I think it'll pass by then.
David Urban, a little sus. Megan Hayes.